Hello and welcome to That Football Podcast, your weekly dose of everything football. I'm your host, Massimo Sciascesi, and today I'm joined by a very special guest for the first time on this channel, Austin Baldwin. He'll be delivering some ball knowledge with me about the upcoming, Premier League transfer news, transfer sagas, everything happening in the world of football right now. Austin, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm glad to be on here. Thanks for the opportunity.
No problem.
They're the only team to win every European trophy.
I mean,
in England, they are like, people talk about Liverpool being the kings of Europe. What about Chelsea?
it's debate, actually, when you think about it. They've won every single trophy possible.
But also Liverpool, they've never won a Europa League. They've never won a Conference League. But Liverpool won 6 Champions Leagues. But Chelsea won, 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Champions Leagues, 1 Conference League, right?
Something along the lines of that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Who are the kings of Europe in England? I think a lot of people will say Liverpool because the Champions League is like the most prestigious trophy in club football. And they won 6 of them. So,
yeah,
maybe.
I'm going to have to agree with that, obviously. So now moving on to the top summer signings. So obviously, Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, 5-year deal, £116 million. That is 100 mil plus 10 mil pound add-ons, right? This makes him the most expensive British football signing ever, surpassing Moises Caicedo at Chelsea. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Florian Wirtz, in the Bundesliga, yes. Liverpool love to sign players from the Bundesliga. We all know that. And but with Florian Wirtz, just what a player. What a terrific little player, honestly. One of the best midfielders in the world. But 160 mil, yes, obviously it's for a player like him, but it's a lot of money. You reckon he'll put a lot of pressure on the lad, especially playing in a league like the Premier League, which is a lot harder than the Bundesliga.
And it's just shown by people, like Timo Werner, who absolutely balls out in the Bundesliga, comes to the Prem, does nothing. It's a totally different league.
But even with Liverpool, they got Roberto Firmino from the Bundesliga, and look how he turned out. And they love signing a lot of, but also they got other Bundesliga players like Naby Keita, who didn't do well, and stuff like that. They also brought in Jeremy Frimpong as well, Milos Kerkez. They might get Alexander Isak over the line. This is a title-winning team, and they're bringing in players like this, and it's like, what the hell?
Liverpool are moving mad. If they're going to get Isak, that front three,
it's wraps. It's wraps.
It's gone.
This is going to be a really, really hot take. Yes, I know Wirtz is an incredible player, but 116 mil. I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on him, and the Premier League is a lot more harder and a lot more robust than the league like a Bundesliga. So I feel like Tijani Reinders will have a better season than Florian Wirtz.
Is that what you think?
Yes, because Tijani Reinders, yes, he came from Serie A, but he's just an incredible little player with such good talent, such good IQ, and he only costed 40 million. And with Wirtz, yes, he's a ridiculous footballer, but I feel like that price tag is going to put so much pressure on him, I reckon. Do you reckon he'll handle the pressure of being a 116 mil player, the most expensive English signing ever?
I actually have a feeling that he will cope with the pressure. It might take him a few games, but I think maybe after the third game, he will start showing his value. And I reckon by the end of the season, people are going to say, yes, okay, we know he's the most expensive British signing ever, but still, he's definitely worth 100 million plus. That's my honest opinion. I don't know why, but I just have a feeling. I
know. I feel like Reinders will have a better season because it's a lot less pressure on him because Serie A is like similar quality league to the Bundesliga. I think Serie A is slightly better than the Bundesliga, to be honest. And I think for only 40 mil, it's a very good price. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Wirtz has a ridiculous season because he's an incredible player. But that's my hot take.
Obviously, I'm agreeing with you there. I do think the Serie A is better than the Bundesliga. And obviously, moving over to Serie A with the top summer signing, KTB on a free to Napoli for a 2-year deal.
KDB, yeah, still looking good in sky blue. What can I tell you? Loves to wear the sky blue shirt. He's taken the number 10 off the Diego Maradona. The number 10 was retired at Napoli, and now KDB is wearing the number 10 after Diego Maradona.
I'm sorry, but your reports are kind of a bit mixed up. So basically, they've given him the number 10 only just for training. For games.
Only for training.
Only for training. The
But
number
he'll be
10 shirt is
17.
retired. The number
Okay.
10 shirt is retired.
Okay, so he'll still be like number 17, right?
I'm not sure exactly what number, but it's not number 10.
I thought he would actually be number 10 for a second. I was like, holy shit. But they also brought in Noah Lung from PSV. They brought in who's an incredible player, but apparently he's got a bit of a shitty attitude from what I've heard.
Oh yeah, I heard an absolute terrible story how, he has a really massive ego, but I love the player.
Yeah.
When I look at him, the Champions League and that, he's an absolute baller. I can really only see him going on the up.
There's a difference of having an ego and being confident. Sometimes
100%.
having an ego won't go well. But with a part Noah Lung, yes, he's got insane ability, but what I've heard from, his attitude's shit. But they've also signed Luca from Udinese, who got 14 goals and 2 assists in the Serie A last season. And considering for a lower mid-table team like Udinese, that is a good record as well. So, Napoli, they could win back-to-back leagues. But personally, I don't think they will win the league. I think they'll be second.
And who would you think will win that league?
Juventus. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but I think Juventus will win the league.
How so? What's your reasoning?
I mean, they just got Kosensal permanently for 30 million euros. They got Jonathan David on a free. They've got Bremer's going to be back fully fit from injury. They're going to sign more players as well, probably. If Gyökeres doesn't work at Arsenal, then he would probably go to Juventus as well. But they got Jonathan David on a free. Yildiz is still going to be there, obviously, arguably their best player. They got amazing players like Thuram as well, and Cambiasso, and like I said, Bremer's back fully fit. Cabal will be back fully fit. This Juventus team is looking strong, real strong. And
Also
with Igor
with
Tudor coming in as manager, he's done a good job so far, and I think he would bring him to that league, to be honest.
Also with the addition of the new manager, Massimiliano Allegri, he's come back.
To Milan. Yeah, he came to AC Milan.
Allegri. Did he AC Milan?
He went to AC Milan. Back to Milan. No, because Juventus' manager is Igor Tudor. He came in around that March sort of time. But Allegri, he's returned to AC Milan after a lot of years. But yes, he had that dominant era at Juventus. And then, Allegri's tactic, I don't know how to feel about Allegri. Yes, he might scam us top 4. But I don't know. I just feel like his tactics are super outdated. Like, it worked back in his era at Juventus from 2015 up until 2018, that sort of era of Juventus, 2014 up until 2019, but 2018, because his tactics back then, it just worked. And Juventus were a super team for all those years, an absolute super team. And the tactics worked in that sort of era of football. But when he returned to Juventus in 2021, his tactics just didn't work. And it was just so outdated. And I don't know, it's just not exciting as well. I'm not too confident about the whole Allegri thing to Milan. Just such outdated tactics. And he doesn't have a super team like he did at Juventus in his dominant spell.
Yeah, okay. So obviously, moving on to the next summer signing, Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid on a free, but Real Madrid pay Liverpool 10 million euros for him to get early to the Club World Cup. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Trent Alexander-Arnold was always teasing about Real Madrid moves and stuff like that. You know, he's been linked with Real Madrid for years, and Real Madrid have finally got that deal over the line. I mean, Carvajal, yes, he's a brilliant servant for Real Madrid, but he's just getting on, and he's so injury prone now. You know, it's just too much for him. But with a player like Trent, who they've been eyeballing for years, and they finally get that deal over the line, I mean, there are question marks about his defensive side of the game, but on the ball and his actual ability, he's just second to none. It's people call him David Beckham at right back. He's got the ability of David Beckham at right back. But yes, there's question marks about his defensive side, but still, what a signing for Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think if Alonso can balance that out in the team with, obviously his attacking and going forward play, and obviously helping him in defense wise, maybe even putting a 3 back in him, maybe dribble to midfield, or maybe, heading a right wing back. Maybe Alonso can sort something else like that out.
And Alonso usually plays 5 at the back as well, which I think will be perfect for Trent Alexander-Arnold, because that'll just give him so much freedom going forward.
Yeah. Also, this is coming from official Liverpool sources. So Mohamed Salah extends for 8 more years at Liverpool, and also Virgil van Dijk. 8 years, and also Virgil van Dijk also extends for another 2 years.
8 years for Salah. Oh my God. I didn't know it was 8 years. But yeah, there were so many worries around Liverpool fans about Van Dijk and Salah not extending, and Salah going to Saudi and stuff like that. But they've got that contract over the line, and Liverpool fans are over the moon.
They're absolutely buzzing. And obviously, I would be. I mean, this is my take, this is my opinion, but I generally think Mohamed Salah is the best Premier League winger of all time. Winger.
Really? Better than Hazard?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Better than Ronaldo?
I mean, Ronaldo wasn't really too long in the Prem, but I'm talking about in the Prem, he's ridiculous. I mean, on my fantasy, goal, assist every week. Goal, assist. He's a joke. Mohamed Salah is an absolute joke.
And the thing is, he's been doing it for years as well. I also whip up Salah's, because remember when let me see. So Mohamed Salah, I look through his past seasons as well. Okay, so his all-time Premier League stats in the Premier League: 301 appearances, 186 goals, 88 assists.
Insane. Crazy.
And his stats for Liverpool: 401 appearances, 245 goals, and 113 assists.
He's an absolute joke. And did he not win also? Did he not also win that Puskas Award?
He won the Puskas Award in 2018, the goal against Everton. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. He won the Puskas Award as well. But even when Salah, I'll whip up his stats from 2022-23 when everyone was calling him washed. Remember that year when Liverpool finished 5th? The World Cup season?
Yeah.
Everyone was saying Salah's washed, and everyone was talking about Marcus Rashford being contender for the Ballon d'Or. Salah literally got better stats than Rashford, I think, in the Premier League. Salah, in 13 games, and quote-unquote, people said, quote-unquote, bad season, 19 goals, 12 assists.
In 13 games.
In 38 games. 19 goals, 12 assists in 38 Premier League games.
I mean...
And I'll whip up another season where people were calling him, washed. 2020, 2021, where they finished 3rd. And when Liverpool slightly dropped off.
Yeah.
People called this a bad season. 37 games, 22 goals and 5 assists, 27 G8 in 37 games as a bad season. So in a bad season, he still gets minimum 25 goals and assists combined.
He's an absolute joke. And him now extending for 8 more years is crazy. It's an absolute double W for Liverpool.
He's a freak. He's a freak.
Yeah.
What can you say? He's a fucking freak.
Next one over, Luka Modric to AC Milan, just only for 1 year.
Yeah, only 1 year. I get that he's old, but obviously with Rangers going, we needed a number 8, someone like Modric to come in, and he's so much experience as well. We obviously know how brilliant of a player he was in his prime. Oh my god, what a player he was! But I think he's just there to give so much experience and sort of lift the dressing room up a bit. You know what I mean? He's just there to show the experience to everyone.
Also, according to Transfermarkt, he's the 18th most loyal player in top 5 leagues with 121 parents. 12 years and 10 months
years.
At Real Madrid. That is loyalty right there.
Loyalty. And you rarely see that in players in football, to be honest, with loyalty. But, there are some loyal players out there.
Moving on, we've got Tottenham, who were moving mad, who got Mohamed Kudus and Kulusevski. Sorry, hold on, let me do it again. We've got Tottenham as well, now moving mad, who got, in 24 hours, Mohamed Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White after they triggered the £60 million release clause of Morgan Gibbs-White and Mohamed Kudus for £55 million on a 6-year deal.
Very good business by Tottenham. Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White, who are obviously Premier League proven and are kind of young. And also, Mohamed Kudus, I really rate Mohamed Kudus. I think he's a very, very good player. And remember that bicycle kick on the final day against City?
Yep, against Man City, yep.
I mean, I think he's a fucking joke of a player. He's good, man. He's good.
He's crazy. I mean, he's half decent for the Prem, and that's all you can need.
Yeah, he's Premier League proven. I see what Tottenham are trying to do here. They're trying to get players who are not too, they're trying to get players who are kind of young and who are also Premier League proven, and they've done that with Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White. And obviously, Morgan Gibbs-White had a brilliant season for Forest last season in their European finish. I mean, it's good business. Tottenham are sort of waking up. Premier League proven manager. I mean, what can go wrong?
Yeah, he might actually do half decent at Tottenham, but but Nottingham Forest are not really happy with that signing from Morgan Gibbs-White, as they believe Tottenham did it in bad faith, and they've actually appealing that to the Premier League board.
Really? What do you mean by bad faith?
They believe, and they've alleged, that Tottenham did it illegally.
Tottenham did it illegally?
I'm not sure how, but that's what they claim. There's probably an explanation behind it, but I mean, they've seen the release clause, they've triggered it. Maybe it's going because they probably think how they've learnt about that release clause, they've done legally. They've crossed the line. They may have done something about that.
Yeah. Damn, but next season, I think Nottingham Forest losing Gibbs-White and Alanga, I mean, honestly, I think they're going to struggle next season.
Yeah,
I think they're going to struggle. There's no way on God's green earth they're making Europe again.
Is that your hot take?
Yes, there's no way. They won't. They just won't.
They're losing all their good players.
Yeah, but they've still got some decent players in there, and they've got a very decent manager. But I just feel like they will be top 10. They'll probably be 10th or 9th. There's no way they're making Europe, though. In my opinion.
Moving on, obviously we talked about Newcastle signing Alanga for £55 million, but also they have no intention of selling Isaac to anyone, and I can see why, because Isaac, he's crazy.
Isaac's a joke. I mean, he's 6'5", and he's got the dribbling ability of Messi as well. Remember that assist that he got against Everton a few years ago?
Yeah, I mean,
He's huge, and he just dribbles past everyone like it's nothing. And he's just finishing and positioning and everything. He's just the perfect striker. No
I
wonder why
mean,
everyone in Europe wants him.
yeah, he's prem proven as well, you know.
And
Yeah,
obviously, yeah. And also, like, Newcastle with Anthony Elanga, they finally got the right winger they need. Finally. Because they've been looking for a right winger for years. I mean, Jacob Murphy's done okay, but he's, like, inconsistent. He has good games, but he has shit ones. He's not consistent. With Almiron, he has what's the term for it where someone has, like, a good period for, like, a month or two, and then they just slack off again? Like purple patch?
yeah, I guess you could
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
He has like patches where like he has like periods where he's good, but then he drops off again and he's shit. Then he gets put out on loan and stuff. So Newcastle with Alanga, that's the perfect sign. They really needed a right winger.
I mean, it's very good business, you know,
They'll
from
be competing
Newcastle.
for they'll be competing for top four as well. But
Oh, 100%.
I think Chelsea will just get over the line above Newcastle.
Now, moving on to a little weird signing and absolutely uncalled for signing, Carl Walker at Burnley.
Carl Walker at Burnley. I was on Instagram one time and I just saw Walker doing a training session with Burnley, and I was like, he signed for Burnley? What? And I was like, damn, I didn't know that. So, I mean, it's a bit unexpected. Carl Walker to Burnley, and especially someone who's from Sheffield, like the Yorkshire region, and Yorkshire have always not gone along with the Lancashires. So it's a bit odd. It's a bit odd.
It's very odd. I mean, and according to Fabrizio Romano, so it was a £5 million deal, but that only includes the £5 million total if Kyle Walker plays 70% of the games for Burnley, which honestly I can see is happening unless he gets injured.
Yeah, that is fair enough. It is a good signing for Burnley, but will they stay up?
That's the thing. That's also the other thing that's included in that £5 million total. They get the whole 5 mil if he plays 70% of the games in the Prem, and Burnley also stay up in the Prem.
Shit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Walker would be a very good additive to their defense, but I just don't know if Burnley will stay up. I don't know. I really don't. As much as I don't want it to happen, I feel like all the promoted teams will just be relegated again. To be honest.
It could happen, but also, as we know, the absolute brilliance and why we love the Premier League so much, any team can beat any team. Literally,
Yes.
a few years ago, you could see newly promoted Luton Town get a draw against Liverpool. How crazy is that?
And nearly get a draw against Arsenal and Manchester City as well.
It's insane. This is why we love the Premier League.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like also talking about promoted teams, Sunderland have been serious this transfer window.
Mate, they've been crazy. Crazy.
And I can't wait to see that bloodbath, Sunderland versus Newcastle. That game is going to be peak, an absolute bloodbath of a game. I think it's going to be scenes.
We have been waiting for that in the Prem for a while, but now we finally have it this year.
Finally. I am going to, when that game is on, I don't care if it's at 3 a.m., I'm watching that. It's going to be an absolute brilliant game of football.
Also, now moving on, as you mentioned before, Rangers to Manchester City, 70 million euros plus add-ons.
Plus add-ons, yeah, I did talk about that. I mean, obviously, like I've watched so many Milan games and what he's done. Like, even though we finished 8th last season, if he wasn't there, would be bottom half for sure. Like, he was just such an integral player of our team. So talented, brilliant IQ. It's just so bad for Milan that he's gone, but it's so good for City. The thing is, like, I'd be happy for him because the thing is, he's going to be insane at City. That's the thing. He's going to be good. You just know he'll be good for a team because it's City. It's Manchester City.
Also, along with Ryan Aït-Nouri from Wolverhampton Wanderers to Manchester City, 40 million euros. Mate.
Premier League proven fullback. He's a provider. City haven't had a proper left back for years, and they finally got one. Finally.
And he was showing good signs at the Club World Cup as well.
Yes. I saw a City fan, Brad's on social media.
Oh, Brad's.
He called him Algerian Jogger Benito at left back. I mean, that's how good his ability is. I mean, that's what City needed, like a proper left back, and also who is a provider, which is also perfect for Haaland. Haaland needs a provider.
Yeah, and we'll see how he goes this season, obviously, with that.
I think he'll be one of the best fullbacks in the league next season. Premier League proven already, and he's a proper left back, and he's playing for Manchester City.
Do you know what's going to be good to watch? Cucurella, Aït-Nouri, and Kerkez.
Wowee. And who else plays left back? Doesn't Timber play left back as well, or does he play right back?
Left back.
Yeah. Or no, Lewis Skelly. I think he'll continue playing left back. He will also be up there with one of the best fullbacks in the league, but not with like Cucurella, Aït-Nouri, and Kerkez. But also Anthony Robinson is also a good one as well. He's a very good left back. So many good left backs in the Premier League.
I mean, we're in for an absolute treat next season. That's all I can say.
Yeah, an absolute treat. I think next season will be very, very interesting. We're in for a treat next season.
Yeah.
Like you said.
I mean, just going on, Kerkez obviously went to Liverpool, £40 million for 5 years, another 5-year contract.
The fact that Liverpool are adding all these players to a team that just won the league is just, it's scary. It's scary stuff. Scary stuff.
And adding on to the final Premier League summer transfer, Jeremy Frimpong. This is according to Sky. Jeremy Frimpong to Liverpool triggered his release clause of 35 million euros, 29.5 million pounds, which means Liverpool, despite winning the league, has spent just less than 200 million pounds on all 3 signings.
Kerkez, Wirtz, and Frimpong.
Yes.
The fact that they add that to a title-winning team, I don't know. It's disgusting. It's genuinely grim.
It's just absolute greed. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's greed. I mean, honestly, it's going to be City and Manchester City competing for the league. We're going to have City pool all over again.
Possibly even Arsenal if they get that Gyökeres through.
But yes. If Arsenal don't get Gyökeres through, it's going to be City pool this next season. But if Arsenal get that Gyökeres deal over the line, they've booked themselves a ticket to compete for this league.
Perfect answer. Austin, thank you for coming on the podcast today. We appreciate your time with us.
Thank you. You're very welcome. I really appreciate being on here. Thanks for the opportunity again. It was good talking about the football news, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
No problem. Thank you, everyone, for listening to that football podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and we will see you next week with more football talk. Thank you.